Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Hendon.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another video. So it's a really nice morning, nice and calm and still. I don't think we're going to get much light though because there's a lot of cloud cover. But I don't know, it's a funny one. I'm not really expecting to get an image this morning because I'm at a location that I've never been to before. And as is often the case at this time of year, I arrived last night when it was dark. So like as dawn breaks and as it becomes lighter and lighter, what I'm seeing is the first time I've seen, so I don't know really where I'm going. I've done little to no research and I'm not quite sure what I'll see, but I kind of enjoy that part of photography, you know, the uncertainty and then the reacting to things that capture your imagination or whatever. Oh man, I am struggling this morning. I've probably walked about a mile or so this direction and I'm not seeing anything. It's a beautiful location, but I would say it definitely lends itself to good light and atmosphere, you know, a bit of mist on the lake or something like that. And unfortunately this morning is very, very flat. So I think what I'm going to do, walk back the direction I've come and yeah, take my time, see if anything changes. I tell you what, it doesn't take much for it to change. It doesn't take much for the landscape to transform. Before, 5-10 minutes ago, it was flat, drizzly, dreary. And I mentioned, you know, I was struggling, not seeing any images. And as I'm just walking back along this lake, and then you can see behind me, all of this mist is rolling in. So the cloud was probably sort of medium to low level cloud, but now it's all just dropped and it's smothering all of the hills across the water, and it's creating layers, depth, mood, atmosphere, everything I thought that this place needed. So it looks like we might have a nice little composition here. Just get my tripods out. Right, so the composition that I'm going for is pretty straightforward. We've got these two boat houses across the side of the lake. Actually, that's where my van's parked. But just beyond the boathouse, we've got layers, so many layers of ridges and trees and mountains. And as that mist rolls in, it creates separation between those ridges and mountains, giving me those layers. So it's just, man, I couldn't have asked for more. I'm so happy right now. One problem, as you can see on the surface of the water, there are ripples caused by the wind. That is such a distracting element. This whole scene is soft and dreamy. And then all of a sudden you've got this bitty, harsh lake, right? This foreground, which is distracting, it's bright, it doesn't fit with the rest of the photograph. So I'm gonna see if I can deal with that using a filter, and then we should be away and hopefully get a nice image. Man, I can't believe how things have turned around. Hang on. Got a new filter system. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Usually I'm used to putting my polarizer on the front of my filter holder, but in this case, this one I believe goes on the back. nice and easy. So I ended up adding 3 filters to my camera. I've added a 6-stop ND filter. Really, that's just to smoothen off the ripples in the water because those ripples are so distracting. And I've added a polarizer, again to darken the foreground because it's going to take a lot of glare off of the surface of the water. And finally, if you're still with me, I've added a 2-stop ND graduated filter because the sky is really bright and I want to pull that down for a nice balanced image. So there we go, 3 filters. All in all, that's given me a 40-second exposure at f11. And I think with all of the mist we can see here in the background, and even a little bit of ambient light, yeah, quite excited for this. So f11, 40 seconds, and should be quite a nice little image. Oh man, I reckon I've done all right now. I'm pretty pleased with that image. Doesn't take much to change, a little bit of mist rolling in can make all the difference. So yeah, pretty happy with that looking at the back of the camera. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Feedback is always appreciated, and if you're enjoying this video, obviously the usual like and subscribe. But if you're new to the channel, I've got a playlist in my description below which is called binge watch my location videos, something like that. And basically the channel is this, right? I'm always out in the field in my van taking photographs. So yeah, if you watch that playlist, if you're new here, you'll see that there's years and years and years of this kind of content, so you can binge it and and see my failures and my successes. Yeah, there we go, there's my little plug for today. Oh, tripod. So pretty much straight after taking that photograph, the mist lifted. So yeah, pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got quite a nice window there, maybe a 10-minute window of beautiful conditions. And yeah, we're back at the van, nice cup of tea now. I mentioned before I'm not really that familiar with Wales, North Wales in particular. So, got myself a couple of guidebooks here which I use to help me find locations worth exploring. They've been really helpful. I'm a big fan of these. I never was really too sure about guidebooks, and then I made a video about a guidebook in the Yorkshire Dales, and that was quite, it was quite insightful, shall we say. So I don't use these to find specific compositions. I think that takes the entire joy out of photography. But they definitely give me ideas of places to visit. So yeah, gonna have a cup of tea, peruse over these, and move on and find a location to shoot for the rest of the afternoon and until darkness, I suppose. So yeah, gonna relax for a bit. I am well out of my comfort zone. I've come to this old slate quarry or slate mine, and it's this incredibly industrial landscape. It's huge, absolutely huge, and there are these abandoned buildings everywhere, a beautiful lake, a river, but it's all very, very man-made. Typically not the type of environment that I photograph or have ever really photographed. So I thought I'd come and challenge myself. I've not seen anything yet, and we've been walking for a while, but I think I need to shift my mindset a bit. I need to stop thinking natural landscape and start thinking industrial landscape. I'm not sure. I mean, this is a very cool place. I don't even know where to begin with my camera. But I'll be honest with you, it's not working for me. I'm getting high now. Not on a doobie, but the clag is rolling in, the weather is coming in, and visibility will soon be down to 0. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do.
Well, I couldn't decide what to do, but the weather decided for me. All of the clag and cloud rolled in, visibility got to pretty much 0, and then it began to get dark. So there was only one thing for it: back to the warm, cozy van.
You see, the problem with this time of year is it gets dark so quickly. And because it gets dark so quickly, it doesn't leave much room for anything else. So whilst I had a great time exploring that slate quarry or slate mine this afternoon, man, I just couldn't find an image. I couldn't find anything that really excited me. Anyway, I'm orange. Blooming Nora, look at that. Woo! Hang on a minute, I've got a light here. I think I've got it set up wrong. Oh, how's that? Yeah, a little less orange. Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy a cup of tea. That's too hot. Enjoy a cup of tea and yeah, just relax for the evening. And I'll see you all tomorrow morning.
This was the view that I woke up to this morning. It's nice, but I think you'll agree it's not overly inspiring, with blue skies, no atmosphere, and a bit of wind on the lake. So I went for a quick drive down the road to 𝘧𝘧𝘧𝘪𝘭𝘪𝘢𝘴, which is the lake I was at the beginning of this video. And my gosh, how things can change over just a few hundred meters. Mist and fog begins to appear.
So my shot that I'm taking now is very, very straightforward. We have this peninsula jutting out. It's faded in the mist. We have the outline of distant hills as the mist shrouds everything. It's very minimalist, high key, simple image. And I'll be honest with you, it's the first thing I saw as soon as I got on this footpath. I saw it and I had to stop and shoot because I never know how long these conditions last. They can disappear in 3 seconds flat. So I always like to make the most of them and just shoot anything that captures my attention. And this was the first thing. Now I've got a shot of it by itself, which, you know, is fine. But there are 3 ducks, 3 ducks just going back and forth along the lake. And actually I got a shot with and without the ducks. And I'm looking at the ones with the ducks. And I can't decide as to whether or not that's going to be a better image or if those ducks are in fact going to act as distractions, because you know they're very small in the frame and could just, like, you know, a couple of pixels, I'm not sure. So we'll see. But anyway, first image done, and now I'm just going to continue, walk around the lake and see if we can find something else. But it feels good. Feels good to get something from this morning, because I wasn't sure when I woke up. I was not convinced. I thought it was going to be a 1 image video for sure. Ah, happy, 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 happy. So I know exactly where I'm going this morning. When I was at the lake yesterday, which was earlier on in this video, there was this beautiful lone tree. I probably didn't film it. I just stood and stared at it for about 10 minutes. And it wouldn't work as a shot. It wouldn't work because there was too much clutter behind the tree. I couldn't get any separation. But now as I'm heading in this direction, the fog is thick. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that fog, you know, just completely blanks out the background of the lone tree. And then we're in business. So this is the tree I was talking about. This was nothing yesterday. This was not a shot yesterday. Believe me, I looked at it and I contemplated it. This Definitely wasn't a shot yesterday, but now today, oh, it's beautiful. Now I've framed up my composition and I'm incredibly happy with it. The mist is doing its job beautifully. It's hiding anything unwanted, yet revealing hints of the landscape beyond the tree, such as the reed bed, the lake, and then just an outline of the mountain there across the way, which is just now catching a bit of light on there. There's only one thing I don't like about this composition, this image, just this one thing, and that's these black, dark bushes we have just off to the right here. They are such a distraction. If I go for a 1:1 aspect ratio, a square crop, I can just crop them out without the composition feeling too tight. But if I go for a 16:9 composition, which may be the better frame for this scene, then you're bringing in all of those black bushes. And what we have is a beautifully high key scene with all of a sudden just a little bit of blocky blackness coming in, which, oh man, it's like draws the eye straight away, and I don't like it. And I can't position myself to get rid of it. There's nothing I can do. My best chance is to crop it out with a 1:1, as I mentioned, or just live with it. So you'll see the decision I opted for in a few seconds. But yeah, I mean, this is the shot, f11, focusing on the tree and just let nature do the rest. My mood has changed so much this morning, I can't begin to tell you. Yeah, really happy with this one, really happy. Well, that turned out to be a glorious morning. After photographing that lone tree, I did continue to walk along the lakeshore, but didn't really find anything. I did experiment with some reeds and the mist, and that shot may have come out, but as soon as I started to frame up those grasses, those long reeds, the mist pretty much dissipated. And it was still hanging around in parts, but for me, the photo shoot was over. So I've had a really good couple of days. I've got 1 or 2 images in this video, and I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'll quickly finish with a message from today's sponsor, which is Squarespace. If you're a photographer, I was going to say if you're a website, if you're a photographer and you want your own professional looking website and your own domain, well, you can do it all yourself at Squarespace using their drag and drop system. So you have a nice online gallery, an online shop, your own domain, such as, I don't know, maybe mistyphotographer.com. That's certainly what I've been this past couple of videos. Yeah, all do it at Squarespace. You don't need any experience. It's really intuitive and simple. They've got 24/7 customer care. And if you get stuck, yeah, give them a call. Or do I always say every week, and that is go onto YouTube, search a couple of videos, tons of tutorials, and you'll have a decent looking or a very professional looking website in no time at all. So to give that a go to squarespace.com/Heaton and you get a free trial. And then if you like free trial, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase. All right, guys, big adventures planned, so make sure you join me next week. And until then, bye for now.